And you named it Ten Finns Creamery. Why?
Because when we started our creamery, we had 10 children.
I think you have 310 acres.
We milk about 140, 150 cows. Yeah, we're fifth generation.
Fifth generation.
And our whole herd produce A2 proteins. Milk the 13 cows on one side and they swing over to the other side and milk the other 13.
What do you do to like treat the milk?
It don't get treated other than it gets pasteurized.
Pasteurized.
You know? Our milk is not homogenized, so the cream will rise to the top like it naturally does. So like I said, this is a raw tank. Milk's coming out of the bottom tank.
Like there's extra milk we feed them because they're little older calves.
Yeah. So this is it, Joel. I mean, you literally have product coming straight from the dairy cow. So here we are out with Joel. Johnny.
Yep.
Good friend Joel here. Joel, I probably met you, a couple years ago? Came out and you gave me a tour of your Ten Finns Creamery. So yeah, just really excited, man, to be here, check you out.
Yep.
Joel, tell us a little bit about the creamery and the business.
Well, we got our name, Ten Finns. When we started, we had 10 children and we're 100% Finnish. And we started in December of 2019, processing our own A2 milk here at Ten Finns.
Yeah, grew up dairy farming for years, right?
Yeah, we're fifth generation.
Fifth generation, but you have a unique story here that's different than, I would say, traditional farming, which is the A2 milk.
Yeah, our whole herd of cows produce A2 proteins.
So how did that come about, and how is that A2 milk different than like your regular milk?
Well, most cows produce A1 proteins, and our whole herd produce A2 proteins. And a lot of people who have stomach discomforts or think they're lactose intolerant, most of the time it's not the case. They're A1 protein intolerant.
So, and like, how did that become a thing? Like first off, knowing the difference between A1 and A2, and then knowing that there's physically like A2 milk is better for some people.
Well, the whole A2 thing started out in New Zealand and Australia. They're the ones who figured this whole thing out, that there's a difference, between A1 and A2 proteins. Ago, right? Yeah, I don't know.
And so before that, you just were milking cows?
Yeah, just milking cows. Yeah,
so you found out about this A2?
Yeah, I just read a story article in a dairy paper talking about this A2 thing, and I just figured, well, maybe we'll get a niche and be able to sell our milk for a premium someday, and we decided to start processing our own A2 milk.
Yeah, cool. And you named it Ten Finns Creamery. Why?
Because when we started our creamery, we had 10 children and we're 100% Finnish, so.
Yeah, and it's just amazing. I think from the outside perspective, right, you've built a very unique dairy farm. You've marketed it awesome, right? And you have an awesome story with, at the time you had 10 kids, and now I think you have a few more, but you've built this business around your family as well.
Right.
So you're milking your cows here on site, and then you built you're processing the milk and you're selling product.
Right.
That's pretty neat. So I guess tell us a little bit about the farm. I think you have 310 acres, right?
Yeah.
How many dairy cow?
We milk about 140, 150 cows.
Okay, yeah. And you take all of that milk, right, and you put it in the tank, and then you start making, obviously you sell the milk, and then you have different products as well. Ice cream?
No, we're not ice cream. It's fluid milk and butter right now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, cool. Can we take a look at the what a milking operation looks like? Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Well, they might be there for milking.
Yeah. So Joel, who do we got in here?
We got Maria and Lucy.
Hi Maria. Hi Lucy. Yeah. And so for those of us that have never seen a dairy operation, kind of tell us what we're looking at here.
Well, this is the milking parlor. There's 13 cows on the side. This would be called a swing parlor. The milkers milk the 13 cows on one side, and they swing over to the other side and milk the other 13. So this would be called a swing parlor.
Okay. And you're milking, how many cows again?
Well, we're milking right now about 145.
And how long does that take to milk 145 cows?
About an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours. So here would be the typical process. You'd first, this would be called pre-dipping or pre-foaming.
Yep. And what is that doing?
Well, that's just disinfecting and the teats, and then you clean them up with a towel. Each cow use your own individual towel, and then when you're done with it, you throw it aside and it gets washed.
Okay. And that makes it, it's cleaned and ready to start milking.
Yeah.
It's all the bacteria.
Yep. Yeah, and then you also get them to stimulating them to let down their milk too.
Okay.
Family farms are disappearing quickly. They're more corporate, big business, you know.
Yeah. So
that's why we started our own creamery, because we wanted to stay a small family farm, and we figured that in the future that's the only way to do it.
Right. So Joel, what is this building right here?
Oh, this is the creamery.
Okay. So like you were saying, the milk is coming from you call it the parlor?
Coming from the parlor straight into the creamery, yeah, when we're processing.
And so you got pipes that come straight over into the creamery. Yep. Good. What's going on in here, kids?
Getting receipt books out.
You guys are working. So Joel, you got everyone up at 5 a.m. out here working every day?
Yeah, most of them.
Good. The ones that'll get up?
Yep.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah. So Joel, this is the creamery.
Yep.
Okay, so the milk's coming in from the parlor next door?
Yeah, we actually put it in last night.
Okay, and then what's all these contraptions in here?
Well, this is the raw tank. That's the pasteurizer over there. This is our little 8-ounce carton filler for school milk.
Okay.
And this here is our half-gallon carton filler.
Yeah.
For the store sales.
And then with the milk coming in, it's going to these different tanks. What do you do to like treat the milk? Do you do anything to it, or is it the milk straight from the cow and it goes into the carton?
It don't get treated other than it gets pasteurized.
Pasteurized. You know? Okay, which is what?
Pasteurized is a process of heating the milk up to a certain temp to kill bacteria, and then it gets cooled back down to. So it goes from 38 degrees in the raw bulk tank up to 170 and cooled back down to 38 degrees.
Okay. So I have seen other A2 milk on the shelves in grocery stores. How is your milk different? Besides the great business that you have, the creamery. Well, how is your milk actually different from the other A2 milk that's on the dairy out at the
other milk that I've saw is A2 Milk Company, and they started out in New Zealand and they've moved into the US now, but their milk is ultra pasteurized, which is cooked at 280 degrees, which gives it a 60-day shelf life, and then they also homogenize it. Okay. That's a process they do to keep the cream from separating, which our milk is not homogenized, so the cream will rise to the top like it naturally does.
Okay. And so why is that important?
I believe in minimally processed milk. Better for us, you know.
For the health benefits.
For health benefits.
Well, can you walk us through real quick on the creamery? The more the milk comes in, what each machine does. Give me a 10-second overview on each machine.
Yeah, so like I said, this is a raw tank. Milk's coming out of the bottom tank, coming up through this pipe, through a filter here into the balance tank, and then it runs through this through the pasteurizer. First comes into this little section right here, which is called the regen section. Okay. And that's just a spot where the 38-degree raw milk is passing on the other side of the plates with the pasteurized milk. That's about 170. And it's just cooling that pasteurized milk, which is done now, and it's warming up that raw milk. So there's a 100-degree transfer. Wow. That happens right through this little section right there. So the raw milk will come in at 38 and it'll leave at about 140. Okay. Right through this little section there, and then it comes out of there, it goes down through this timing pump, comes up. If we were homogenizing, we'd have a homogenizer hooked on right there, but we're not. Gotcha. And it comes back in, and this is a little heating section right there. There's a little electric boiler right there, and that's the heating section where it gets up to about 170. So right now that this water temp is 183, and it's getting the milk up to 170. Then it comes out here, drops down into these holding tubes where it runs back and forth, and the holding tubes are to get your time. It's got to be at least 16 seconds at above 163 degrees. Okay. And we're running at about 20 seconds. So when it gets up to here, this little sensor senses if it's above, actually the state has it set at 167. If it's above 167, them valves are open and lets it go through where it goes into cooling. If it's below, it diverts it back and makes it go through again. Wow. And then it comes over to the where it starts cooling. First it goes to the regen, it cools it from 170 down to about 70. Then it comes to this is just well water running through there.
Okay.
Gets it down to about 50 degrees. And this is a chilled glycol chiller section there, which gets it down to about 38 degrees.
Wow. Okay. And then what happens from there?
From there it goes and follows these pipes. Right now we're dropping it into this tank right now. We got 2% milk running in this tank right here, and we'll be shortly putting whole milk into the other tank here.
Yep, and then it's going from there and it's coming over to
there, and then it comes into the carton filler. This is the carton filler right here, which we'll be running very shortly.
Cool. Awesome. And then you've got a scale here.
Yeah, this scale is just to check the weights of the cartons as they leave. You know, we're half gallon, so it's half gallon is 4.3 pounds.
Gotcha.
To half gallon, so every so often as
you just kind of
randomly set a carton on or make sure you're
the weight.
Yeah.
So Lane, how many calves do you have to feed?
All of these ones.
All of these ones? And do you feed the other ones in the other pen too?
Yeah, we like there's extra milk we feed them because they're little older calves.
Yeah. And so I saw that you guys have name tags on each one of your calves.
Yeah.
Who named the calves?
Whoever we.
I think it's you kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys get to name the calves. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, the moms, see all that ear tag has the mom's name on top, the little name.
Yeah.
And the other one's the dad.
Okay.
Yeah, and the big.
So you have the mom and the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neat. So Lane, what time did you start working this morning?
I started about at 5.
About 5 a.m. And is that pretty normal for you to start that early?
Yeah, if I'm on chores.
So Lane, besides calf feeding, what other jobs do you have on the farm?
I got in the morning scrape those alleys for the.
Yep, clean the alleys.
Yeah, and
after
then,
the cows leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then I gotta do these, and then I gotta feed our pigs, and then collect eggs from the chickens, and then feed them. Then if I do morning chores, I don't gotta do night chores.
Okay. Are you also working in the evening as well, doing evening chores?
I don't know if I'm on the schedule. We have a schedule for.
You have a schedule. Yep. That's neat. So Lane, who is this?
Jazz.
And what's Jazz's job?
Oh, every morning she chases the cows into the parlor to get milk.
And where are the cows in the morning?
In the morning they're outside normally. Some of them are in the barn, the tie style barn.
They're out in the field and they're outside, and she helps bring the cows in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like she's a working dog. Looks like she was working hard this morning.
Yeah, she needs a trimming.
All right, Lane, you're done feeding those calves?
Yep.
So is that all the calves for the day?
I got another batch to do.
You got another batch of calves? How many calves total are you feeding?
Feeding is 24.
24. How long does that take you?
That takes me about, depends if all the milk are there.
Yep.
If all the milk are there, it's about 20 minutes.
Yep.
And you're done.
You're working. So this is it, Joel. I mean, you literally have product coming straight from the dairy cow to here. Sellable product.
Yeah, last night it was in the cow, now it's in the carton. As of right now, we have 5 schools now for next year. We have Pine River, Pequot Lakes, Staples, Medina, and Park Rapids right now.
There's a lot of other schools that are interested and eventually they'll come on board.
Yeah, we're hoping to get 11, 12 schools this year and next year to get more, but
yeah. So you've got the product here. It's going into crates. I assume it's going into a cooler.
Going into the walk-in cooler, yeah.
And then are you also transporting it to the school?
Yeah, we have our own reefer truck and deliver it to the schools and deliver it to the stores hopefully too. Tomorrow it'll be headed in the truck to the stores and schools. Okay. Yeah, that's neat. So Joel was just saying he's running this creamery about once a week, but you can definitely increase the capacity if you need to. Yeah, well, we're hoping to be running about 4 or 5 days a week this fall when we start doing school miles. Wow. And at that point, 3,000 to 4,000 gallons a week will be running. Our milk is non-homogenized, and I believe there's a certain amount of people that cannot tolerate homogenized milk. I believe there are two reasons people could tolerate our milk. It's from the A2 protein side of it, and then the non-homogenized.
And what are some of the things people have told you that how your milk has helped them in comparison to other traditional milk from a health standpoint?
Well, I've had a mother told us they had a little boy who had been breastfeeding, went to dairy, and broke out in a rash. Had a diaper rash, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. And they started drinking our A2 milk, and the rash disappeared.
Wow, that's awesome.
So we've saw a lot of, people with rashes, this and that, just upset stomachs.
Yeah.
I can drink the A2 milk and couldn't drink the other milk.
What is the key to longevity or keeping the milk lasting longer?
Well, the key to shelf life is keeping it cool.
Yeah.
So if you put a thermometer in your fridge, check that, and keep her to 36, 37, 38 degrees, in that range, milk will last longer. And set it to the back of your fridge, not to the front or closer to the door. Keep it to the back. And when you're done drinking your milk, put it back in the fridge. You'll noticeably last longer.